Hello there my fellow holotable heroes, and welcome to another journey quest video. So, with all the drama aside, bugs aside, there is one kind of bright thing about this update for the anniversary, and that is the Lightspeed token journey quests, which, especially for newer players, after you complete those quests, you get Lightspeed tokens that unlock these characters at 7 stars, gear 13, so you can skip all the Kyrotech crunch, and as well all the abilities are upgraded to maximum level, including Zetas, however excluding Omicron. So for new players this is absolutely brilliant. Like, I started my new account like 2 weeks ago and already have 2 relic units in Hera and Sabine, because on 18th of November I was able to complete both of their quests, and obviously next week we have a new quest coming up as well. So just if you need a quick overview, the way these work is they're like a chain quest, so you have to complete the first one to move on to next. So you first have to complete feats to unlock Hera, then you can go Sabine, Ezra, Chopper. Now, because we haven't had the last 3, so Captain Rex, Rebel Token and Palpatine, I'm not sure exactly how this will work. Will you still have to go one by one, or you're gonna just do all of them in any order, or you will have to complete all feats and then get all 3 as the reward for those feats? We'll have to wait and see, but luckily, thanks to the data mine, we do know for the Palpatine and YODA quest what those feats will be. So in this video I really want to talk about those, and just obviously give you some recommendations on how, even as a new player, you should be able to complete this. However, before we get into it, it looks like that CG found a way to even ruin this Lightspeed tokens quests by forcing us to do a feat that is not going to be possible to do, I think. At least from what I'm reading. But anyways, we'll talk about it once we get to it. Let's just kind of review the Palpatine quest. So that's where we are at the moment. So the one that launched on 18th November, we had to complete 2 feats to get, or 2 quests, I guess, however you want to call it, to get Hera's Lightspeed token, another 2 to get Sabine's Lightspeed token. I guess the difficult one was Vulnerable Inflicting 100 times, but as I've shown you in my video, link will be in the description below in case you still need this. Even as a new player, how you can get this done with low gear Iden and get your chain completed. So now on 2nd December, so that's, I think, now in a few days on Tuesday, we'll get a new quest. But again, to unlock these, you will have to complete both Hera and Sabine first, as far as I understand, because they're like chain quest. I could be wrong, it's the first time we have this. So on 2nd December, we'll first need to complete, again, this is all based on data mine and my assumption that the order of the feats that were in data mine is the order we have to complete them in. So, subject to, I guess, data mine being correct or my assumption being correct. But once this hits, I'll make another video showing you how I complete these feats as well, and then there we can verify exactly how this will work. With that aside, to get Ezra, with the assumption that this will be needed for the Ezra Lightspeed token, you have to win 10 battles with any IG droid in your squad, and as well attempt to inflict damage over time 200 times. Now, even if you're a new player, if we hop over to the game, you should be able to get at least 1 IG in here, because I believe it's in here. Oh, I still need to complete my Galactic War for today, actually. There's IG unit somewhere. Where is that? Yeah, there we go. There is. I already got it. You just need to purchase one. He's a 10 shard unlock. So, it's gonna be minimum effort. If you just have this, that'll work very easily for the IG fit. So I think it shouldn't be too difficult. You just get your 10 shards of IG 86, is it, from Galactic War shipments, and then you just put him in any battles you do. You can be in Galactic War so you don't waste energy. I think that's gonna be an easy one. Or obviously, if you do have IG88 as well unlocked, IG88 is a bounty hunter, so you should be able, I believe, to use him in the Chewbacca event. Obviously, for newer players, we won't have bounty hunters probably good enough yet to complete Chewbacca event, but for older players, that hopefully should be doable. Where is Chewbacca event? There is. Yes, is that IG-88? Yes, there you go. For obviously the older players, you could just do those battles as well in Chewbacca event. So you can just, you can do them anywhere, but I'm just giving you different options. So you should be able to do that, because IG-88 again is a bounty hunter. So this first, not too difficult. Then inflicting damage over times 200 times. Again, hopefully shouldn't be too difficult, even for new players, because we all get Darth Vader shards where we are completing our quests. Obviously you can do this anywhere, but if you don't want to specifically waste energy to get this done, you could just hop into R2 event. Even on tier 1, you just go in with your Darth Vader, get your damage over times feat done this way. So again, even for new players, very accessible to do, I believe. So this will then give us Ezra Lightspeed tokens, so we'll be able to unlock Ezra at 7 stars, gear 13, all abilities maxed out, and then we can start the Chopper quest. So for the Chopper quest, we have to defeat 50 pirates with Ezra present. Now with Ezra present shouldn't be difficult, because you will already have Ezra unlocked from the Lightspeed token. Now I went through literally through all the battles. Where was it? They moved this now, didn't they? So I went through all the cantina nodes that I could find, as well as on the light side. I went through the nodes trying to find where the heck are pirates. So let's go ahead and have a look. So on the light side, on normal, well, I'm not there yet in this account, because this is for my smaller account. You have on the light side 8A, and then on the hard, I have written down on the hard A and B. So as you can see here in the description says, Run of the Rhodian Pirates and Boba Fett. So there are pirates there, and as well a group of Rhodian pirates there. Now, whether they are actually tagged as pirates to count for the feat, that's something we'll have to test, because we know often with these feats, if units are not tagged correctly, you might not be credited. So again, I'll be releasing video testing this out next week once this hits. And as mentioned before, we also have a few cantina nodes actually. So if you are farming something already in cantina, this could be a good place to start. So I believe we have here some pirates, as you can see from the units. 2A, then we can go on 3G. So it looks like some pirates there as well. And also I have 3D down. Is that 3D? Yeah. So I'm farming shards for Padawan Obi-Wan anyways. So if you are doing that, you can just keep battling this and get a few pirates knocked out. Again, with the assumption that these guys, looking at the portrait, they are pirates, that they are actually tagged as pirates, which again I will be verifying once all that hits. And then also we have in 4F, again I'm farming Qui-Gon anyways, so it's gonna be a good place to go and get my pirate feat done as well. And then I believe I also found in my other account on 6D as well. So quite a few places to get this knocked out with the pirates, again assuming that these guys are actually tagged as pirates in the game. And the other one is defeat 100 enemies with scoundrels. So again, if you do have good bounty hunters, which new players we will not, but for all the players, you can just go into Chewie event and just do a few battles there, defeating enemies. Otherwise, our new players will either have to hit some low level nodes, or if you don't want to waste energy, try to get something done in Galactic War. Now in terms of the scoundrels for new players, we are given some as you're completing quests, so again hopefully you will have something there. So if we just look at the scoundrels that I have unlocked so far after 2 weeks of playing and completing a lot of quests, we got Boba, Bosk, Stormtrooper Han, so hopefully you've got something in there to help you out and get this knocked out. Okay, so this will then give us the Chopper Lightspeed token, and then again a bit of an unknown how the last 3 feats and Lightspeed tokens will be connected with each other. We don't have that info in the data mine, but what we need to do, we have 3 Lightspeed tokens, Captain Rex, Rebels, and Palpatine one. At least that's from my understanding. Like, you have to unlock Palpatine, but Palpatine token will just gear him up. I believe that's my understanding, but we'll have to verify that if that's correct. So what we have to do is win 20 battles with a full squad of rebels. Well, duh, you have rebels, pulp event, so you can just keep hitting that, whether a new or old player, shouldn't be too difficult. We have to inflict shock 100 times. Now this is only after, I guess, you unlock pulp. You could then go into R2 event and get shock there, or if you're an older player, you have Mara as well. Mara in Starkiller event as well. It's kind of like an energy free way of getting the shock done if you don't get it done elsewhere. But if you're playing Conquest, you might just be able to do this in Conquest with Pulp Mara combo as well, potentially. And finally, the final feat is Unlock Palpatine, which you will anyway with these 5 Phoenix units that you will be given with Lightspeed tokens. So overall, I mean, the Palpatine quest, absolutely brilliant, really excited. Like, you can say about this update whatever you want. This is absolutely brilliant for new players, even for older players such as myself in my account, where I completed each of these quests. Each token gave me like 20 of each car attack pieces, and I believe 20 of each of the finisher pieces, the yellow ones. So again, a lot of cool stuff in here, even for the older players, and especially for older players, this quest should be very, very trivial to complete. So excellent news so far. However, things about to get spoiled slightly. Anyways, alright, so the next one then is on 16th of December. However, as you've seen, I crossed out the date, and it really is 10th of February. And why is 10th of February, question mark? Let's start reading out. So the quest for Yoda, the first 2 feats, win 10 battles with any of Chewbacca. For new players, could be trickier, but we all get Clone Wars Chewie, I believe, and you just go in Galactic War, like even, the other team just has to carry him. Or obviously, if you do have good Chewies, you can just go to Pulp event as an older player and get it done there as well. So first feat, not too bad. Now check the second one. Attempt to inflict distracted 100 times. Now forget 100 times. The distracted itself. Now, as far as I'm aware, this is a brand new effect that only Stormtrooper Luke can do. They're like, okay, me at first I'm thinking before era, Coliseum challenges came up, I said maybe we'll just be able to do it in some sort of era event. We might, because CG might still bring new era stuff in there, but in order for you, with your Stormtrooper Luke, during the era, that you can actually get that ability leveled up to inflict distracted, which by the way is I believe is it in his leadership, you have to get to level 7, because on here there's a clause: if a rebel ally removes turn meter from an enemy, distract that enemy for 1 turn. So 2 challenges here. First, you need to get a level 7 ability in your Luke. Number 2, you need a rebel to remove a turn meter. So okay, so how far do you need to level up your Luke to get this ability to level 7? Well, I had a look already, and guess what? Level 85 is the one that grants level 7 on the leadership ability from Luke. So you're like, okay, well, if you spend money, crystals, I don't know, or the subsequent mark units will give us more currency that we can upgrade our units faster. But guess what? If you've got a free-to-play 3-star Stormtrooper Luke, you can only get up to level 65. So I don't know, for level 85, do you have to be like 7-star Luke even? But let's say, you're a new spender, you're gonna do it, you're gonna get your Luke to 7 stars. The second challenge of this feat is removing turn meter. And I had a look at all the era units that are now being added to the game, and I could not find, at least when I did a search on GG, any ways to remove turn meter. So even level 85 Luke, you're unable to remove turn meter and then with his leadership inflict distracted. Unless we get another era event that gives us some ways to remove turn meter, this is not gonna work. which means we'll have to wait until the era ends, which I don't know is like what, 12-week period, so it's gonna be like what, 10th of February, maybe 17th of February is if it's 13 weeks. I don't know exactly, I forgot those already exactly, but essentially this means we'll have to wait what, 10 more weeks to complete the quest for Snips. I think this totally throws a wrench into all our new accounts plans that, you know, oh, we're gonna have, you know, every month get a new legendary for free. I'm like, nah. And because we will be stuck there until mid-February, means that we won't be able to continue this. Now on the upside, we can probably unlock YODA anyways without this quest complete, but you will have low gear Jedi. You will not get them for free to, you know, gear 13 all ability maxed. But that aside, once obviously Luke becomes legacy unit, then we can continue this quest. And the continuation of this is next up after Snip's quest is Jedi Knight Anakin quest, where you have to defeat 50 clones with any Ahsoka present. You can do this in Katina battles, I think in mod battles as well on level 1, so you know there are a few nodes there. Again, once I get to it in February, I'll record and show you what nodes you can do it on. And then defeat 100 enemies with Wookiees. For newer players, you might have only Clone Wars Chewie, so you might just have to do some light side low level node, maybe Galactic War, but remember, it's not winning. Actually, the Wookiees have to defeat enemies, and Clone Wars Chewie is a tank, he doesn't do a whole lot of damage, so I don't know, unless until February we get some other Chewie unlocked that'll help us out there. And in this case you can just use like 3PO and Chewie and Chewbacca, they're both rebels, so that's for all the players. You can just do that in the Pulp event and you should be fine. And then moving on to the next chaining quest here, so coming on, well, supposedly on 30th of December, but if you're stuck on Ahsoka's quest, those might not unlock anyways, or they might, I don't know, right? You never know with these things. These are just all assumptions. So to get Mace, a Lightspeed token, you have to win 10 battles with any Asajj in your squad. Again, if you do have good Asajj, you could do that maybe in the Padme. Is she needed in the Padme event? Or General Skywalker event? I can't remember. In either of those two events, in the journey guide without wasting energy. Otherwise, probably me on my smaller account, I'll just knock out a few battles in Galactic War. And then the second part of Mace quest is gain retribution 100 times. A bit trickier for newer players. Now I am farming Imperial Troopers, so ranged trooper there can easily give out retribution to Imperial Troopers, so I think that's a nice way to do it. And because they're Empire, you can actually just do it in the R2 event as well. Otherwise, Shaak clones, right, she also gives retribution, so that could be an interesting one if you do have them. Otherwise, obviously, if you're an older player, you've got plenty of options. I'm just kind of thinking here for the newer players what might be their options. And of course, if you do have Ewoks, you can just hop into C3PO event. I think Chirpa gives retribution to everybody. Maybe even Nisa has some retribution, I believe. So, you know, for older players, a bit more flexibility for this one. And then we have to defeat 100 enemies with Night Sisters. Galactic War, some low-level light side node. Oh, sorry, Night Sisters have to be probably dark side node, and if it's Night Sisters, my mistake. You could do that as well, but obviously by February we might have more options already where to do it. But hopefully, again, shouldn't be too difficult. And then this will then chain into the final free tokens, final free quest, which is win 20 battles with a full squad of Jedi. At this point you will have Jedi for the YODA event anyways, so you can just do 20 battles in YODA event, I guess, just keep hitting auto and you should be fine. Gaining foresight 100 times, obviously you had, if you unlock YODA, I think you need Zeta for him, right, to spread the foresight. Otherwise, cut him back. I believe he does it on his basic. Let's see if we can find color him back in here. Color him back. Okay. Alright, so this is an Omega, so at least it's not a Zeta, his basic, that will grant Foresight. So again, you could just farm that in YODA event. We'll have to wait and see. Because again, we might have to wait until February for this one, so I might have more options as a new player at that time. And of course, same thing with Ewoks as we had for Retribution in the C3PO1 event. I believe Logray does Foresight, right? Okay, so if you have Logray up there, that could be an option. And finally, unlock YODA, which shouldn't be too difficult. Alright guys, so this is what's coming up. That's as far as the data mine goes in terms of the quests. So yeah, definitely looks like we'll be stuck with this one until mid-February before we can continue. On the upside, you've got some time to prepare any units. Like if you want to get Range Trooper up for the Retribution or Shaak Ti clones up for the Retribution or some other unit, keep that in mind. You will need to do Retribution. You will also have to do Foresight, which, you know, hopefully shouldn't be too difficult once you get Back and YODA up and running. And then of course the Clone Wars Chewie, or, you know, ways to defeat enemies with Chewbacca. So at least for new players, gives you a couple of months time to prepare those units. So once Stormtrooper Luke hits into the legacy content, becomes a legacy unit, then we can actually hopefully get it done quite easily, because yeah, you just probably gonna do what, Stormtrooper Luke, gonna do Leia, Han, and then when Han taunts, he removes turn meter, right, when he's hit or something like that. Old Ben's got mind tricks that removes turn meter, and then we'll find some other rebel unit that can remove turn meter as well, and then we'll just probably hit the pulp event once we get there. So shouldn't be too difficult, but we'll just have to wait, unfortunately. Now that doesn't mean that until February we are not getting any free Lightspeed tokens for us new players and obviously older players, because hold on, let me bring back the first screen, because starting in January we do have the Inquisitors one. So unless Inquisitors again have some sort of feed that requires one of the new era units to complete something, like they could throw in what is Asajj's? Asajj's got some unique as well. There's some, is it Disciple or something? So if they do want to be cheeky like they are now with Distracted, they could do something with Asajj here. Yeah, with she can grant Disciple some or something. I can't remember where exactly. But on one of her abilities, basically, maybe it's this one, I don't know. She grants Disciple, right? So they could do that and again stall us out, but let's be optimistic. Maybe at least then in January we can get Inquisitors. Now, I wouldn't celebrate too fast that you're like, oh, I'm gonna get Inquisitors so I can now unlock Grand Inquisitor. First you have to get these guys from Gear 13 to Relic 5, which, okay, it's not too bad, but we all know how tedious that event is, and for like newer accounts, I doubt we will have good enough mods and maybe even enough Zetas to get through that event, so we'll have to wait and see how that goes. But otherwise, you can see in February we'll have more Rebel stuff, then we have Bounty Hunters in March, and in April Mandalorians, so all to be confirmed, because remember, in February new era starts, so what if for March and April they give us again something more with era units that we'll have to again wait. So CG throwing a curveball here. Let's just hope this is a one-time thing they did and the rest of the quests will be a bit more straightforward, so we don't have to wait as long to get this done, because obviously as a new player, well, not new player, as a player with a new account, I was so excited for this to be added to the game, and when I saw how quickly I was able to get Sabine as well as Hera, I'm like, oh man, this is gonna be brilliant next 6 months. I'm gonna plan my farming plan around it, like I won't bother farming Anakin, even though I could use him for the ship. Same thing with Ahsoka, Mace as well. If I have to wait until February, I might have to readjust my farming plan, because, you know, I could use them now to help me win the fleets. I don't know, it's again a topic for another video. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you find this video useful and helpful, just talking you through the upcoming quests, feats, and, you know, how I will approach them from a new account's perspective, and as well old accounts perspective. Thank you for watching, I'll see you in the next one, but until then, have fun, enjoy life, and may the RNG be with you, my friends.
The desert doesn't speak, it listens. Every grain remembers something. At some time when the suns are low, I swear the wind calls my name.